potential for a real quick spin up. Anything that we have that is going to form with this line here is going to be real quick. And unfortunately, we're not going to get a lot of lead time. I was just watching another area of rotation in Alabama where there was an observed tornado tag just outside of Huntsville. And these types of storms, again, are going to be difficult to warn on. Anything that we do see is likely going to be pretty quick. What I've got on right now is our debris tracker, and this would give us the best idea if anything is in progress at the moment. I don't see anything yet, and this is a traditional tornado warning, meaning that it's radar indicated. Nothing has been radar observed or observed in person yet, and hopefully it'll stay that way. But the National Weather Service out of Huntsville has seen enough convincing on radar that they've gone ahead with this tornado warning. So I'm going to back out a little bit here. Again, if you're just joining us, we're looking at a tornado warning in Franklin County. This is going to be north of Winchester and just north of Estill Springs. And I'm going to track this out. This is where I'm seeing best rotation on radar here. I'm going to track this about 35, 40 miles per hour. And then I'm going to come back and see what the Weather Service is saying exactly where they're looking at rotation here. But just taking a quick look at it, I'm going to circle the area where we're seeing the best rotation. Should be right about there. So this is going to be the northern edge of Franklin County. And I know folks in National Weather Service in Nashville are likely watching this pretty closely too if they need to extend that. These again are not going to be long-lived. Pretty difficult even to pick out on radar reflectivity here, but anything that we do see this evening is going to be short, and it's not going to be easy to pick out on radar. So we'll back out a little more here. There's the Alabama border. They still have a tornado warning just to the east of Huntsville, and it's all associated with this line that continues to work its way across Middle Tennessee. So showers stretching from Crossville all the way down through Tullahoma toward Winchester here, and that's the one area that we are tracking. I would say slightly better ingredients for tornadic, real quick spin-up activity in our southern counties. The atmosphere is really not all that great today for tornado potential, but it's been one of those months where it does not take a lot to see something form. And unfortunately, Weather Service in Huntsville has issued the tornado warning here. So just seeing if they are looking at anything that I don't see, but it does look like they are continuing that warning here for Franklin County. Let me see. I'm going to go back toward here. Let's take a look. So this is the bulletin that came out from the National Weather Service out of Huntsville. Northwestern Franklin County until 9 o'clock. A tornado is possible, or a severe thunderstorm that is capable of producing a tornado located near Estill Springs or 8 miles northwest of Winchester, moving northeast at about 15 miles per hour. So it's not even moving that fast. So again, this could be near Estill Springs right about now. And again, looking at the severe thunderstorm warning that includes much more of that line. But the main area of concern continues to be right around Estill Springs, and I would say right along 41A near Spring Creek Road. So we'll go back here over to our velocity product, and still looking at, I would say, right about here where we're looking at possible rotation within the storm. So Rock Creek Road to 41A and Spring Creek Road are going to have the best areas where we're seeing this possible rotation here that continues just south of Tullahoma, headed towards Coffee County, but we'll keep an eye on it here to see if Weather Service out of Nashville decide to either issue a severe thunderstorm warning for this or if they want to continue that tornado warning. But that's what I'm seeing as of right now. And you can see our rotation detection is picking up on a little bit of rotation within the whole line. And sometimes I was watching this one segment here was starting to form more of an S shape. And sometimes when we see that S curve begin to form within the line, those quick spin up tornadoes are possible for us. So right now we would say our best rotation is moving through just north of Estill Springs, 41A just south of Tullahoma. So if you live between Tullahoma and Estill Springs on 41A, please make sure that you are taking your tornado precautions right now. We're also watching some rotation and at least some intense winds near from Beach Hill all the way to Lexi and to the Alabama state line. This will impact Winchester. Winchester currently under a severe thunderstorm warning, and that's going to go until 9:15 this evening. So we have the severe thunderstorm warning that still includes a little bit of Lincoln County, Moore County, and Franklin County. But I would say the more pressing wind within the severe thunderstorm warning is starting to push more to Franklin County. This is going to impact Timms Ford Lake and again over towards Estill Springs, and then points to the north and to the west. No active warnings here from the National Weather Service out of Nashville. So let me check with them real fast just to see. I'll come over here just to see if they are talking about anything about extending warnings of any sort, but does not look like they have reported anything just yet. So we'll continue to look back and forth here from the National Weather Service out of Nashville and Huntsville, since we're looking at two different offices here for information. So latest from the National Weather Service out of Huntsville, they are going to continue the warning for Franklin County, and that again goes until 9 o'clock. The storm's not moving too fast. They're looking at about 15 to 20 miles per hour. So torrential rain moving through downtown Tullahoma now. This will be just south of downtown. And once again here, I would say best area of rotation is going to be near Spring Creek Road, right about here, getting ready to pass, if not just passing over 41A. Here's the northern portion of Franklin County, and here's Tullahoma. So this would be to the south and to the east of Tullahoma, just a few miles, I would say here. In fact, we can even put a measuring tool on this. So best rotation, most likely about 5 miles, just under 5 miles south and east of downtown Tullahoma. That's where we are tracking the best rotation at this time as it continues to work its way through Franklin County. I'm going to go back over to our debris tracker just to see if we can see anything. What we look for here is going to be a real concentrated area of cooler colors. So you see these cooler colors out here. What we want to see is these darker colors, or greens and into blues, but it needs to be a concentrated circle. For example, here I'll go down to the Huntsville radar. They had a tornado warning that was in effect just to the south and east of Huntsville, and there was a clear debris signature there that prompted that warning. And you can see that it is a purple box. That purple box means that it has been observed either by radar or by someone out in the public. So that's a debris signature right there. So this was just south of Huntsville about 8:20 this evening, and you can see how it's a concentrated area of lower, what we call lower CC values. That's what we're looking at. The product is called correlation coefficient, and we call it CC for short. But when it is lowered like that and shows up as green and blue, we know that's a tornado that is in progress, that is doing damage. And what it's reading is all the debris that's being lofted into the air. So if we go back up here to real time and we look at the radar here from Estill Springs and Tullahoma, I have not seen a lowering just yet, which indicates that we're still watching the tornado warning, the potential for a tornado moving just south and east of Tullahoma, but nothing has been observed yet on radar. So that would be good news, but the conditions are there for a tornado to possibly drop at any point. Now, they have updated the tornado warning. You can see here that includes even less of northern Franklin County. So as I mentioned, this was passing over Spring Creek Road and headed towards the Franklin County and the Coffee County border. It doesn't look as intense or as concentrated as it did a few scans ago, so that's promising news. But for those that are going to be in southern Tullahoma, northern Franklin County, particularly Spring Creek Road, this is the area that we're watching for a possible tornado, and we need you to take shelter immediately. So we continue to follow a potential tornado with a tornado warning that continues for northern Franklin County, and that'll be in effect for another 10 minutes, just about 10 minutes from now. So hang with us for those in northern Franklin County. The rest of the county continues to be under a severe thunderstorm warning. Looks like they've taken out Lincoln County, so that's good. Now just Moore County, and even most of the threat for even the severe wind is going to be now in Franklin County, pushing through Estill Springs and down towards Winchester. Could be looking at winds in excess of about 60 miles per hour. You notice too that these storms, I have my lightning tracker on, and there aren't even any reports of lightning with this storm. So somewhat unusual to see a storm line like this produce a possible tornado, but as you can see, even in northern Alabama, this is one of those nights where we kind of get some interesting storms that spin up. This is a live look here on I-24 near, you said the Coffee County line, Sarah? Southern Coffee County. And again, a lot of our communities here are going to be looking at rain and wind pushing through. This line stretches all the way from Crossville on down to the state line through Lincoln County, and we'll pass over 24. For those of you in the Metro City area, Metro Nashville area, Music City area, we're in the clear, not worried about anything. This is along the front, and sometimes, again, these types of fronts can often produce these little spin-ups that happen with just enough instability and just enough spin in the air. And that's what we're seeing here. So once this line passes, the threat for any kind of weather for tonight will be done. So it is making its way more towards our eastern counties for tonight. So I do want to stress, if you're watching from Clarksville, if you're watching from Nashville, this will not be an issue for us for tonight. This is just going to be moving through our southern counties here. Really, the biggest concern moving through our southern counties, I'd say for the next hour or two before it all clears Middle Tennessee. So we're still watching the potential for a tornado. Again, in our southern counties, this is going to be near Tullahoma, getting ready to pass into Coffee County. And we'll stick with this until they decide to let this warning expire or it expires on its own. But they, again, are continuing with this, this tornado warning for Franklin County. So I'm just reading some new things coming in from the Weather Service here. National Weather Service out of Nashville are watching this closely, and at this time, they're not expecting to extend this tornado warning. So that's promising news, meaning that the storm that looked like it could produce a real quick spin up is likely weakening, or at least is not showing the signs that it was of a potential tornado. So they're going to keep an eye on it. We'll keep an eye on it as well. And we're getting real close to our news time here, coming up to about 9 o'clock. So we'll be with you on the air anyways. But they will be watching this closely as it works its way more into Coffee County. But as of right now, it looks like that they are going to they're just going to keep an eye on it here. And kind of what I was thinking here, it looks like they're also conveying that the better chances for strong thunderstorms are going to be in our far southern counties for tonight. Those up towards Warren County through Coffee County, we'll keep a watchful eye on these storms as they move through. But the chances for a tornado, another tornado, are going to be pretty low for tonight. But I mentioned that there's a front. It's pushing through this evening. And you notice this afternoon, it was quite humid. There's a lot of instability, a lot of humidity in the air. And sometimes with these fronts, if they come through, they can spin something up real fast. And that's what is likely happening here. Weather Service is issuing this tornado warning here based off what they're seeing on radar out of abundance of caution. So again, this tornado warning here is for Franklin County, and that's going to go until 9 o'clock, so another 8 minutes from now. But we'll take another look in here, take another scan. And it's still showing some signs of rotation, but I would say that the area now is closer to that Franklin-Coffee County line. So most likely now just north of Spring Creek Road. And this is going to pass just east of downtown Tullahoma as it continues to work its way more into Coffee County. Just east. So putting another measuring tool here on the downtown area of Tullahoma. We're probably looking at about 4 miles to the east-southeast now, where that best rotation is, as it continues to spin through northern Franklin County. And I'll put on the just the past couple of spins here. You can see that's what they were looking at. So this isn't real. This is about real time. This is about 8:30. So here's what they were looking at as it was approaching 41A, and it moved north. So that's when they issued the warning. So as I mentioned, again, real quick to spin up. They issued the warning, and now it looks like that rotation has started to broaden a little bit. So that's good, but we'll stick with this warning until they decide to let it expire or cancel it. But there's what they were seeing at about 8:30 this evening when they issued the warning. And then as it works its way closer to the border here, Franklin County and Coffee County here, it'll pass more into Coffee County and southern portions of Coffee County to Manchester. But again, a lot of our communities seeing at least some showers and not even a rumble of thunder according to our radar right now, as our strike count is still sitting at 0. But we back out just to give you more perspective on where we're at. More of the severe ingredients look to be in Alabama this evening. So we're looking at really, I would say, Manchester and points south, where we could see some isolated wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour and perhaps a spin-up tornado here. So likely they're going to let this warning go until the top of the hour, and hopefully we will not have to see a reissuance of that. And from the chat, it does not look like National Weather Service out of Nashville is going to continue that warning. So they are still looking at, again, a possible tornado here. Enough evidence on radar that they're going to let this warning continue for another 6 minutes until the top of the hour here. So at 9 o'clock, we will be looking at that warning to hopefully expire, and they won't have to reissue another warning here. So that's where we stand right now. Again, the tornado warning continues for Franklin County until the top of the hour. I'd say that best rotation now is starting to push more into southern Coffee County, just on the border of Franklin and Coffee. No active warnings for severe thunderstorm or tornado in Coffee County at this time, but we will continue to watch and hopefully see this storm line either weaken or just continue to produce some gusty winds and maybe some quick heavy pockets of rain. We're definitely seeing that. And overall, the main concern today was more so heavy rain rather than severe weather, just because the ground is saturated from all the rain that we've had over the last several days. And really the last month, which is kind of what I've stacked my show in the 9 o'clock for today. I was talking about all of the rain that we've seen for the month and where that adds up as far as rain goes for the month of May. But May has been a very tricky month, as well as April. It has been a very active spring season and continues here with even these types of storms that can sometimes surprise and spin up these little tornadoes. So that again is what we're seeing here, but that warning is oh so small right now. East side of Tullahoma, that's going to be the best area of rotation right along the Franklin and the Coffee County line for the potential tornado here as it continues to slowly march to the east. I'll tell you what I'll do here is back out, and I'm going to put a track on this whole segment just to give folks here a heads up on where some of the more active weather is. The whole line likely moving at about 40 miles per hour. So this is now moving into Winchester, and we're talking about a whole line of showers and storms, which does include a severe thunderstorm warning. Deckard in about 3 minutes. Bonnaroo area, if you've ever been down to Bonnaroo or know where it is located, in about 3 minutes from now. Cowan in about 16 minutes, and Sewanee in about 21 minutes from now. Looking at this line to push your way. Again, that is not for the tornadic part, but more so the entire line of showers and storms that are starting to pick up more in nature here. A lot of this is not severe warned, but we could easily see gusts up to 30 to 40 miles per hour and some pretty heavy rain. So that'll be our main concern with these storms as they continue to work their way east here. Again, the potential for tornadoes with this line remains quite small, but unfortunately tonight we've had one tornado warning in our viewing area, but I'm watching northern Alabama the past hour, and they had that observed tornado warning just to the south of Huntsville. And we continue to see a very small tornado warning for Tullahoma. Just to the east of Tullahoma here, impacting more northern Franklin County and the extreme southern portions of Coffee County as that line pushes more into Coffee County here. So Huntsville still watching rotation here. In fact, watching an area of rotation southwest of Estill Springs. Let's see here. Let me go back and take a look and see what they're looking at. So just to the south and west of Estill Springs, most likely looking at this area right here. So near Broadview, Eastbrook, Murray Lake Estates, and Winchester Springs. I think this is what they were just noting here, watching another area of rotation, possible rotation within the line as it works its way across Franklin County. So as of right now, we have the severe thunderstorm warning that's in effect for about the entire county of Franklin. Also includes portions of Moore, but they will likely allow that to expire shortly. And we still have the tornado warning, where I would say the rotation at this time just doesn't look as impressive as it did. So we'll see. I would assume that they will likely allow this warning to expire. And then Weather Service in Nashville says they will continue to keep an eye on it as it pushes more into Coffee County. But now their attention looks to be more on the southern portion of the county here, moving across Timms Ford Lake, getting ready to move into Winchester. There's some areas of rotation here that they continue to monitor. This one here near Eastbrook and just south of Winchester Springs. There's also some other rotation here getting ready to push more into Winchester. None of this is tornado warned on at this time, but we're still watching it here to see what they will do with the next scan as it works its way into Franklin County. But I'd say as of right now, there is some evidence of rotation again right around that Broadview area. This would be the area that we're looking at right here as it moves over the lake here, Timms Ford Lake. So we'll continue to see and wait and see what they will decide to do. It looks like the tornado warning in the northern part of Franklin County has been allowed to expire, so that is good news. The tornado warning no longer in effect for Franklin County, but we do continue to track showers and storms across the southern portion of Middle Tennessee. Heavy rain, lightning possible, although you can see one strike of lightning within view now. So we are looking at some showers and storms that continue to work their way across the area. If you're watching from Nashville, Clarksville, Columbia, again, this is not going to be a worry for us tonight. This is the cold front that continues to push its way out of Middle Tennessee. It'll take another hour, I would say, before we're in the clear with this front. And sometimes these fronts can be tricky, especially with the season that we have had, with a front, especially when there's a boundary nearby. That is when sometimes we can get these little spin-ups to occur if the conditions are just right. So we do continue to watch a severe thunderstorm warning for northern Franklin County. That's right here. That's going to be in effect until 9:15. So we'll continue to monitor the radar. As of right now, though, we are tornado warning free. Fox 17 News at 9 starts now.
Missing pieces when it comes to Metro Schools' $1.4 billion budget. What's behind a lack of information?
There is no chance for them to become legal here.
Calling for an easier path to citizenship. Why some say it's too difficult and too expensive. And why Mid-State Congressman Andy Ogles is backing the idea.
President Trump changing his tune when it comes to Russia. His critical comments.
Progress on the East Bank, when we'll see some new apartments, hotels, and shops surrounding the Titans' new domed stadium.
Changes at Cheekwood, the plan to fix one complaint surrounding the Botanical Gardens. Fox 17 News at 9 starts now.
Middle Tennessee's only primetime news. This is Fox 17 News at 9, your Code Red station.
We continue our Fox 17 Code Red weather alert. Let's get right to Katie in the Fox 17 Code Red Weather Center.
Yeah, the good news is the tornado warning that we were just on the air with has been allowed to expire. Good. Weather Service out of Nashville, not overly concerned with what they're seeing now on radar. Also good news, but we do continue to watch, and I'll put this in motion here so we've got the latest scan coming in. We do continue to watch a couple areas of rotation, mainly in Franklin County. So that's going to be what we are seeing right now, and here's a live picture here of South Nashville. Again, no tornado warnings in effect at the moment. We are tornado warning free, as that warning in northern Franklin County was allowed to expire. But again, the South Nashville camera, there's a look at the scan again. South Nashville camera here is looking good. If you're in Nashville, Clarksville, Murfreesboro, I'll even say 80% of the counties that we have here in the Fox 17 viewing area, not even concerned with rain for tonight. This is going to be something that clears within the hour, and it's all due to this front and the area of low pressure. Placement is everything, kind of like real estate, location, 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 right? So even with conditions that are not that favorable for tornadoes, if we end up right here next to that low pressure, the spin is just a bit greater. And then we have the front to help lift those storms that can sometimes produce these little spin up tornadoes. That's what we had today or this evening with a couple of those storms here. So again, most of these are not even severe warned on. We'll look at heavy rain to be the main threat as we move through the next hour, but we'll continue to monitor the situation as we move more into the evening. So if you're in, we'll even say Cookeville to Crossville, I would say that, again, conditions for severe weather very low. Best bet would likely be for those near Tullahoma where we had that warning, and then points east, McMinnville, even Grundy County, and down towards the rest of Franklin County for tonight. Now, temperatures at the moment sitting right around 70 degrees. As we head through the overnight, we stay pretty mild. We're looking at temperatures in the mid to lower 60s. We'll talk more about a brief break in the stormy weather for Wednesday and what we can expect as we head toward the end of the work week. That coming up in your Fox 17 Code Red forecast.
It's going to impact Tennessee way worse than anybody really anticipates.
Tonight in Crisis in the Classroom, Metro school board members say state and federal funding cuts are creating a challenge for the district.
That's right. Now, the mayor's proposed budget gives Metro schools 13% more this year than last, but district stands to get less money from other sources.
Fox 17 News' Chris Knowles joining us live in North Nashville, digging into these numbers. Chris?
Superintendent Dr. Adrian Battle and her team unveiled their $1.4 billion budget proposal to Metro Council, up to 13% from last year. Insurance increases took center stage during Tuesday's budget session. District leaders revealed health insurance costs have climbed 9%. Board members say the price tag on everything is going up, while funding continues to shrink.
We have a state that does not adequately fund our district. And so we're being forced to make very difficult decisions when the deck is stacked against us.
The gap forced the district to begin difficult talks about potential cuts, conversations board leaders say they shouldn't have to have.
These programs aren't just dollars on a piece of paper. These are people's jobs.
J.C. Bowman, the CEO of Professional Educators of Tennessee, says he agrees and that the lack of both federal and state funding could have a ripple effect.
When you make cuts, you're going to your schools first, and that will impact kids. And I tell people that impacts kids.
Metro Council members raised concerns last week over what they call a lack of clarity in this year's budget presentation, echoing frustrations from school board members who said they weren't given key information in time to properly prepare.
Travel and professional development, those are two areas, and I think they need to answer some tough questions.
The board ended today's budget session looking for numbers that will help them finish their budget, but they did not make any cuts this time. However, they are preparing to have those tough conversations in the near future. Reporting live in North Nashville, Chris Knowles, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Chris, thank you. Crisis in the Classroom is Fox 17 News' ongoing commitment to you, our viewers, to expose problems in our schools and to seek solutions. If you have a story idea, you can share it with us by sending an email to news@fox17.com or phoning our tip line, 615-266-4149.
Covering the state capitol, also in education news tonight, Tennessee Governor Bill Lee celebrating a new charter school bill. The charter school students joining the governor at the state capitol today for the bill's signing ceremony. The legislation lets charter school operators bypass local school boards, applying directly to unelected members of the state charter commission appointed by the governor. The new bill also uses taxpayer dollars to fund the privately operated schools. The governor says he's proud of the charter school students and the General Assembly for delivering more educational choices for parents.
It was so difficult for me to adapt to this country.
As ICE operations focus on sending illegal aliens back to their home countries, some say America's path to citizenship needs an overhaul. Mid-State Congressman Andy Ogles is among them. He's a big supporter of ICE's efforts, to be clear. But as Fox 17 News' Hope Salmon shows us, Congressman Ogles says our naturalization process can be better.
The American dream, something some are born into and others work a lifetime to achieve. For Luis Sura, that journey began more than 45 years ago.
When I came to this country, I came illegally.
Luis Sura says he crossed the U.S.-Mexico border with his brothers as a teenager, seeking a better life.
I crossed the border through Tijuana, got to L.A., and it was, I have no chance.
He was just 16, doing what his family believed was best, chasing opportunity in a country full of promise.
1986, President Ronald Reagan, he opened what he calls an amnesty for people who cross the border illegally from 1981 to 1985.
Sura applied for a visa and 5 years later became a lawful permanent resident. A chance he says many today no longer have. These days, the most common paths to U.S. citizenship include a family member filing a petition, employment-based immigration, or applying for asylum due to persecution based on race, religion, or political beliefs.
They have changed the immigration law that there is no chance for them to become legal here, even if they have kids here or if they marry to U.S. citizens.
Sura says the process is now longer, harder, and far more expensive. It's a reality politicians like Congressman Andy Ogles say needs attention.
No amnesty, of course, but it's a big issue that's been ignored really since Reagan, and so it's time that we address it and do it the right way.
Ogles says he's working on a proposal to present to the president aiming to speed up legal immigration for those seeking citizenship.
I asked Congressman Ogles' office for more specifics on the policy and a timeline. Right now, they tell me it's still deep in the legal process. Reporting in studio, Hope Salmon, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Well, thank you. We know this is a controversial issue, and as always, we want to know what you think and give you an opportunity to weigh in. Should the path to becoming a U.S. citizen be easier? 747 people weighing in. At 68.5% say no, they like it the way it is. It's hard. And 31.5% feel the opposite, that it should be easier. The poll's still live. If you'd like to cast a vote, scan the QR code on the right-hand side of your screen with your smartphone. It will link you directly to our X page, our handle at Fox Nashville, and we will update the results for you coming up tonight on Fox 17 News at 10. Now, Fox 17 News continues to track the ICE crackdowns here in Middle Tennessee. You can see all of our previous reporting on that topic on the Fox Nashville YouTube channel.
Well, terror on the roads for some Memorial Day travelers in West Tennessee.
We'll have details of a deadly crash involving a Greyhound bus that sent dozens of passengers to the hospital.
President Trump changing his opinion of Russian President Vladimir Putin. I'm Altrell Nashar with why Trump says Putin is playing with fire.
New tonight, the Tennessee Highway Patrol says it was a safer Memorial Day holiday weekend as our state saw a significant drop in deadly crashes compared to this time last year.
But troopers say despite the decline, they still responded to a deadly accident every 5.5 hours this Memorial Day weekend, and every loss is a tragedy they work to prevent. Buckle up. Troopers say everyone involved in the accidents this weekend used a seatbelt. Drive sober, 13% of the deadly accidents this weekend involved alcohol. NTHP reminds drivers to slow down and avoid distractions like cell phones.
In West Tennessee, 2 people are killed and 39 others hurt in a crash involving a Greyhound bus. Troopers say the bus collided with a car on Highway 70 near Jackson over in Madison County. Still no word on exactly what caused that crash.
New tonight, President Trump threatening tariffs on Russia as he changes his tune about Russian President Vladimir Putin and the push for peace with Ukraine. Fox 17 News' Atra El Nashar has more tonight from Washington.
More than 4 months into his second term, President Trump is starting to see Russian President Vladimir Putin in a new light.
I don't know what the hell happened to Putin. I've known him a long time, always gotten along with him. But he's sending rockets into cities and killing people, and I don't like it at all, okay?
It's the most critical President Trump has ever been of his Russian counterpart, with whom he's had a good relationship in the past.
I've known him for a long time now. Well, we had to go through the Russian hoax together. I don't believe he's going to violate his word. I don't think he'll be back. When we make a deal, I think the deal's going to hold.
Months of fruitless attempts to end Putin's war, leaving Trump visibly frustrated. What Vladimir Putin doesn't realize is that if it weren't for me,